Hello, friends and family, and welcome back to the 2023 LWS Open at Idlewild, presented by Dynamic Discs and The Natty. Coverage brought to you by Run Productions.
Out with the rain and in with the sunshine, we have brought you the back nine. This is Raven Klein.
And I'm Holly Finley. This is your FPO chase card.
They got a little bit of a late start today because we had some severe weather, but luckily they were able to go from start to finish. Checking in with our leaders, we still have Valerie Mandujano and Madison Walker going strong, but 3 of our chase card making that push. We pick right up on hole 10, one of the tougher par 3s that we have to play here, 368 feet with a very thin fairway. A lot of people are going to try and push up here, and right by this larger stump is a good distance. Pushing a little bit past gives you maybe an aggressive attempt at a throw-in birdie, but it is tough. Good shots here still leave you with a circle 2, so par feels great.
First up, Macie Velediaz hits the main fairway. It's a bit low, but she lands in a perfect position, a little on the left side.
It is definitely better to be left on this fairway than it is to be right.
We saw 0 birdies on this hole yesterday. Missy Gannon up second, hits the main fairway past the stump and gets a little extra bonus distance out of the shot.
That is your ideal placement. Oh, look at just, getting a little lucky there on the right side. She definitely yanked that a little bit, but found that local fairway. Lisa playing the middle, but ending up on the right side, so she'll have this forehand approach to the green.
Lisa moves her upshot a bit to the left side, and it cut rolls further left than it intended. It's going to be a long par putt for Lisa.
Macie in nice position for that approach shot. She just throws those forehands so nicely. Lykke trying to push that up to the basket, leaves it a little short, but she's inside the circle for her par putt. And Missy in a beautiful spot and has an easy approach for her par.
Lisa Fajkus to save par from 38 feet uphill.
Oh, just a little low, catches the cage, but luckily that sits down. Lykke getting her par.
Macie tapping in a par as well here on the 10th.
Lisa, unfortunately, with the bogey, although not losing too many strokes to the field on that. There were also no birdies on this hole today.
No birdies yesterday and no birdies today. I said that earlier.
Yeah, it's not that common that a course on tour has more than one hole like that.
Let's check out hole 11. Everyone wants to ace it. 192 feet, par 3, elevated on the tower. The most common route is straight ahead, like the drone is flying, trying to slam it into the chains. Also, I've seen a fun alternative hyzer route where you throw it through a much wider gap, sort of crashing into this dirt side, maybe a little flare skip up onto the green. As long as you just hit the main gap and land anywhere on the dirt, you can have an uphill putt for a birdie. Velediaz up first. Oh, she takes the fun hyzer route.
That is so fun. I hadn't actually seen someone throw that yet.
She successfully takes it, and she is up by the wood with an uphill birdie putt.
Missy going with the straight line, pushing it to the right side of the basket. And if you don't hit anything, sometimes you can slide pretty far up that hill, leaving yourself with a bit of a death putt. This shot looking nice from Lykke.
I like Tom's fan.
I was just going to shout out Tom's fan.
Nice fan, Tom. And Lisa tries to take the middle route, but it comes a little bit early out of her hand, and she is left down the hill. Actually, she's pinned deep.
It's a little deceiving on that shot. Oh,
it's just like the previous hole. Off the front of the cage.
It's kind of deceptive. If you're going to miss this hole, I think that where Lisa went is the place to be.
Yeah.
Because you're even with the basket, and most of our, at least right-handed players, your error doesn't leave you down the hill. Missy with a great putt there for birdie.
Oh, Macie just needed a bit more on that one off the front of the cage for her birdie.
And a birdie for Lykke. Solid showing here from the card on hole 11. Sort of forgot the hole number right there before I said it. But
hey, it happens. It happens.
And Macie with the par. Here we have hole 12, par 4, 564 feet, a slight change from last year's hole. Off the tee, you'll see some players throw a sidearm to get around this corner, although if you want to be lined up with this new fairway, a backhand turnover is really your shot. Trying to get lined up here so that your second shot can be a hyzer down into this green. A lot of times though, we've had people kind of creating their own fairways because you might get a bad tree kick and you have to make it up as you go.
Make it up as you go. That's pretty much the storyline of Idlewild. Missy Gannon with a nice backhand shot puts herself in premium position to attack for birdie. Lorentzen has been using a lot of forehands today, and they have looked great, all of them. Velediaz with a forehand off the tee, but cooks it a bit nose down left, and she's cut rolled over to the right side. Does not make it down to the tunnel or the corner.
Oh, this I love from Lisa. Gets caught up at the end, but I really think if you want the sidearm to work for a turtle,
look at that friend.
If you want the sidearm to work for you, being able to flip something up that really pushes all the way down the fairway is the way to go. Yeah, he's cruising.
I like, I normally don't like snakes, but I really like the appearance from Mr. Snake yesterday.
And the turtle today,
yes.
Yeah. Macie trying to get out from the side there and catches a tree pretty much instantly.
Yeah, Macie's drive that we mentioned that cut rolled over to the right side. She tried to just pitch out, but
I think she got distracted. That turtle was after her man.
Yeah,
Oh, that was well done.
Lucky from a knee forehand roller.
That's her second of the forehand rollers today.
That's the fastest turtle I've ever seen. It's Macie's turn, turtle. Excuse me. Please do not progress beyond the away player.
That's a courtesy for sure. Oh, Macie just kind of chopping her way up this four-way.
That's actually Macie's third shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's probably going to have to play for bogey at this point.
Turtle's really getting its 15 minutes of fame. It's really soaking it in.
And look at Missy's positioning. Lined up as good as it could get, right down the tunnel. Second shot, Missy Gannon.
Ooh, Missy. Oh, she caught a rogue piece of wood there. I think she probably would have skipped up a little bit further.
This homemade coarse mulch is not very forgiving.
No. And something about Missy's shot, she might have been lined up well, but I don't want to take away the execution needed to actually hit that line with the success that Missy did. That was a beautiful shot.
Velediaz with a standstill, patent pending, and hits another tree, and this hole's proving to be a bit difficult for Macie. She's going to have to play for a double bogey at this point.
Lisa going at the forehand, but she rolls her wrist over and pretty much instantly turns that into a roller, and she cut off to the right side. One of the other optional fairways there from Lykke, and a beautiful tree kick to put her into the bullseye.
That was fun.
Oh, Macie throwing her justice here. I like that choice of stability.
That's a long putt.
It does
Raven.
not. Well, it looked better out of the hand.
I mean, Macie's trying to putt for double bogey at this point.
Yeah, it would have been nicer if she could have pushed it flat a little bit longer, but I think the trees in her way forced that angle.
Macie from a knee for double bogey.
Ooh.
Oh.
This is one where you just have to be done with it and move on, which is so much easier said than done.
Missy in for the birdie after perfect placement off the tee. A nice shot down the tunnel, getting caught up a little short. Makes the long putt for the 3. Lisa in for par.
It was a nice putt from Lisa. I can't get over the, like, she's a walk-in. Not the...
A walker-inner. She does
she's a
not
walker-inner.
Her buddy putts.
Macie putting for a triple bogey. And Lykke with the par after that really nice tree kick.
There were only 4 birdies here today in the entire FPO field, and you just saw one right here by Missy Gannon. Let's check out hole 13. A par 4, 584 feet, the Y hole. No double mando for us here on the Pro Tour. Your drive needs to come about here, and if you can, move a little left, bonus landing here. This will give you one of many fairways into the green. Just choose your path and get up here, hopefully looking at a birdie putt, which is a rarity. Oftentimes par feels like a great score here on this hole. Missy Gannon up first. Oh, she misses the Y. It's moving left, and she is out of bounds off the tee. Lorentzen also misses the Y. She drops down short, but is in bounds, so she could scramble for par.
Ooh. Lisa missing the Y, but making her way all the way through to safety.
This is such a fun hole.
Yeah, and yesterday played as the most difficult today as well. We saw 3 birdies on it yesterday, so I'm curious to see what we'll have today. Macie going out of bounds.
And from here, Lorentzen just wants to get as far as possible, hopefully with a bit of a hyzer finish so she can see the basket, but
That pushed a little too straight.
it did. This will be Missy's 3rd shot after going out of bounds off the tee.
And that's such a tough one because you're really not making any forward progress on the hole.
It's more of just a good placement again.
So from Macie's OB, she did take her relief back. Luckily, that stayed in.
That's a risky route to take. That little back corner there.
Lisa with the forehand does catch a little twig, but doesn't really impede on her progress. That one, however, does take away a lot of Missy's shot.
It was a little too high.
Yes. See, Lykke lining up another forehand. I should have started a tally for how many she's thrown this round.
It just goes to show you that you've really got to have both skills to be successful on this course, or your backhand turnover needs to be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it does. And players who really rely on the backhand turnover, we all know how touchy that shot is, and when you're off, this course exemplifies it and puts a magnifying glass. Oh my gosh.
And Macie clips a tree and rolls out of bounds. And man, Macie was doing so well up until the last hole and this one. Hopefully she can clean it up and get back to that good golf she had before.
Missy with a clean shot there, getting herself closer to the basket. Hard to see where she was, but I think she's still got more of an approach than a putt. That's a nice shot from Macie. Still made me a little nervous.
I got nervous. I was going to say, Raven, I'm nervous on that one. I didn't want to say it, but you said it.
Oh, man. Nice approach there from Lisa.
A little smoothie to right outside the bullseye.
Love smoothies.
Missy Gannon is in for the double bogey after going out of bounds off the tee.
I think hers, wasn't she safe on the little part and then she just had to pitch?
Oh, she was?
Yeah. I'm not even sure if that's better or worse.
Oh gosh, you might be right.
It's hard to remember this hole. There's so many shots on this hole, and it takes a lot out of you. And the bogey there for Lykke, which so far was the best score in the hole for the card, until the par from Lisa. This did play, like I said, as the most difficult hole again today, and there's one birdie by
Only
Juliana Korver. Only one. Way to go, JK.
Yeah, nice birdie on the 13th.
Here we have hole 14, par 4, 556 feet. After a long walk up the hill following hole 13, this shot requires real precision off the tee. You have a small gap as your main fairway and you want to turn something over, but you're going downhill, so if you don't commit to the angle, you can fade out to the left side. It's not really OB, but there are usually fans there. Your second or third shot will get you down short of the basket into that flat area, and then you want to pitch across. This one is gnarly.
Got back-to-back the most difficult holes on the course with 13 and 14. Lisa pulls her shot a bit to the left, busts through the trees, but gets a good bit of distance off her drive.
Lykke does manage to miss a lot of trees, but if you're right too early on the fairway, it does create a very difficult second shot.
Missy with a hyzer flip hits the main gap, but also hits a left tree right at the main gap. Doesn't make it very far.
Dang, Macie with a slip on the tee pad.
Hits the same tree as Missy, and Macie. She looked a little upset there in the face.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that the last two holes have taken a bit of a toll, and she was putting a lot of power onto that shot, so to slip into it can really take it out of you. That shot seemed good.
Missy's second shot, forehand, a bit too high.
Yeah, I was thinking that was too high.
Lisa could get to the green if she was feeling extremely aggressive.
She kind of looked like she was bowling there with the little side cross of her feet.
Oh. And that is the risk there. You can get to the green, but do you need to? No. And unfortunately, Lisa is out of bounds.
Yeah, having a nice control on your touch shot here is really important for that reason. Because you can accidentally go for the green on this.
Yeah, a lot of times players will do just like Lorentzen did, where you just play it safe to the flats and then you pitch over and play it for the 4.
And on that one, I would say it looked like Missy was going for it.
Yes.
But just turned it over too much, and I would say luckily caught the tree.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh no, Missy out of bounds on her upshot, just going for something basic and simple across the creek. And Macie's got her focus face back on. She sends it a bit long. That could be a tester putt. Another smoothie op.
This is one of those holes where the creek in front of the basket is OB, but then you've got this little fake creek behind the basket, which really pulls discs in.
A little fake. It does, doesn't it? I feel like they love to land there.
They do. So this is from Missy's unfortunate OB. Yes, Missy. Oh, man. She's had to, make some solid putts for double bogeys on the last 2 holes.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Not used to the baskets catching that high.
You know, you want to smile when you save a double, but at the same time, it's like, well, what's there to smile about?
Yeah, Macie making good on her par putt. So I think she even has the same feeling that you were just describing.
Oh, that was just pulled a bit to the right side. And it looked like as soon as it left her hand, her face knew that it was offline.
Yeah.
She had a face about it.
There's just this feeling that we all have as golfers, whether it's on your putt or your throw, before you even let go of the disc, you know if you've made an oops. The bogey there for Lisa. So Macie actually carding the best score on that hole today.
The last 2 holes be quite difficult.
The orbit fell, and this thing has been amazing. The plastic, the flight, everything is just amazing. You can really manipulate the angles on this thing. It's a felon, but it does things that felons really aren't supposed to do, and that's why I love it.
Welcome back. Hole 15, a par 4, 387 feet. We're playing a shorter tee pad than in previous years. Uphill tee shot landing right about here. Your second shot can be at standstill, hopefully only a couple hundred feet into the green. A nice backhand turnover or a forehand landing inside the circle, getting you a look at a birdie 3. If your tee shot is not in good position, you will find yourself scrambling for par, which is kind of the name of the game here at Idlewild. Velediaz up first. Good
That is
position.
a great shot.
I find if you aim for that lighter dead tree stump there, that is a good visual.
Ooh, gosh. I thought she was gonna nick that tree.
Everyone makes it through the gap, up
Truly.
the hill, near the stump.
Yeah, 4 for 4. That's one of the better I've seen a card play it.
Missy misses the gap and kicks left. She'll have to play for a par here.
Look, you're going with the forehand, but she kind of hangs on to it a little too long, catches that tree on the left side. Macie in a really nice position to go for the forehand approach. Executes perfectly, and she will have a drop-in birdie.
Drop-in birdie for Macie. And this is a very unusual play. I mean, Lisa's so good at a forehand. I'm surprised that was her choice for the shot. A backhand hyzer flip up, and it got no turnover at all. Left her on the left side.
I do feel like she bags a lot of understable discs, so I'm
still
entirely
learning her
surprised. Yeah. And I notice it more with the drivers than I have with her mids and approaches, but
You're right.
But she is such a solid forehand thrower, so.
She is.
This hole is so interesting. Oh, no. Kind of like earlier on hole 2 when you play smart and it doesn't work. I think pitching out and hitting a tree is up there in the same feelings.
Yes. Lisa for par. Oh, that was dirty. You dirty
right
dog.
Side there.
Dirty dog 15.
But this hole is interesting because it's only a couple feet different than hole 10, which is only a par 3. And this one's a par 4, and maybe it's just the uphill or the turn, but this one feels good when you get that birdie. Look ya with the par. And Macie with that tap in, no worry, birdie.
Macie needed a birdie.
And you can tell it's been a couple rough holes when you get the birdie and all you can do is a big exhale.
Lorentzen and Gannon, the only players under par on this card.
Moving on to our big bomber, hole 16, par 5, 969 feet. Your first shot, you're just trying to crest this hill that we flew over. Second shot, if you want to get a little greedy, you can try to flex something through the middle, but a lot of players will lay up by this bush. The bush is out of bounds, but it allows you to see the basket on your third shot. There is OB along the entire left and right side until you get down here. Then you have an OB creek, and on the left side, the creek that separates this fairway from hole 17.
Velediaz up first after a birdie on hole 15. Pulls a hyzer over the out of bounds, letting it work back in, and she got good distance off of that drive.
That was beautiful. That, I think, is just the better play, is to play something stable and know that you're going to be in the middle of the fairway. You don't have to bite off a lot of distance on this first shot. You can.
Right, you can.
If there's no wind, go for it.
I prefer a shorter first shot and a longer second shot and a massive third shot.
Yes, I love running the third shot. With this being a par 5, it's just, it's fun. Everyone just playing into the fairway here.
Missy Gannon's second shot, very similar to her first shot, sends it to the right side of the fairway.
Love that.
Letting it work back to the left.
If you can use the big bush as kind of a marker and throw something stable toward it so that you can hyzer out to the middle of the fairway. Lisa's doing that here.
Look how the wind is making that dance.
Yeah.
Lisa's second shot is safe. Oh, risky.
Little too much. I'm hoping that is short of the bush. Okay.
Perfect.
It can be a little deceptive on camera and in person. I always think the bush is closer.
Velediaz with the longest drive of the group. She sends her shot out over that right side bush. Great distance on her second shot. Missy Gannon's third shot. She could try to get all the way to the green from here, or do a little short of it and give herself a long putt.
I do like this. The, safer play is to continue with the same method of throwing a hyzer out the right side, going over the B and crashing to the bottom of the hill. You will sometimes see players just go for the straight laser at the basket. I think that is incredibly fun, but the hyzer is a smart play.
Lisa with a spike hyzer short of the green. She gives herself a birdie look.
Looking at going with a little bit more of the straight approach, but with how much this hill goes down, if you really want it to fight toward the basket, you have to throw it lower. Hers bails out safe, short of the OB creek. That's a fun angle. Macie. Oh no! Opting for the safer play, getting a raw skip there over the wood and into the OB. Now she'll still be able to save par from there, which is just inside the circle, but really unfortunate.
Missy Gannon for birdie from 60 feet.
You can hear her yelling at it to get up. Out of the hand.
We've actually seen a lot of those from Lisa today, off the front of the cage.
Yeah, I feel like I don't see her make those kind of misses often.
It must not have been looking good to Lorentzen. She just laid it up there.
Yeah.
She's been going for longer putts.
She's a little bit more of a hyzer putter, isn't she? And I think maybe this tree,
You're
might not have liked the Annie putt option. Oh.
Macie off the top hat for the par save after beautiful shot after beautiful shot. Hate to see that for her. Fajkus in for par. Fajkus currently sitting at 7 over par for the round. Velediaz will have to settle for a bogey here on the 16th.
Missy making the putt for par. And look at not messing with that birdie putt and taking her par, moving on to hole 17.
We actually had an eagle here on hole 16 today by Holland Hanley and only 2 birdie fours, Hannah Wynn and JK. Let's check out hole 17, a par 3, 287 feet. Wow, this is a fun one. We've got a shorter tee than we used to have in previous years. If you're feeling aggressive, you can try to send it all the way to the island green. Otherwise, more conservative players will bell out in the woods on the left or just pin deep on the left side. That'll give you an option on whether you want to run the putt or just lay it up for par. Another option is also just to send it and try to ace it. If you go out of bounds over the golf green, once you walk it in, it's practically a drop-in par putt.
Yeah, I do like the idea of just going for the ace run because like you said, pretty much anywhere you cross over this island, you've got a tap-in par. Lukia was safe on her shot. Missy does catch one of these early trees, but it just falls straight down. So she'll have a tricky approach and have to decide if she's going to try and push that green
Lisa
or
forehand
bail.
flex off the tee. And she skittles OB right in front of the green.
I mean, that's not too far away either for your
isn't.
par save, but just not fun to go OB off the tee. The more that I watch this hole, the more that I think, honestly, people who go with the flex forehand have a much better shot of parking this hole or acing it. It's not going to make me change my play, but I can appreciate it. Missy with the standstill backhand, she's not trying to get all the way up to the green, although I think she probably wanted to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, just a little closer. Missy's going to need to save par with this long putt.
Gets herself on the green, won't have the par, but at least she made her way up the fairway clean.
Macie for birdie.
Just not giving that one enough turn out of her wrist. And Lisa to save par.
What a good par save.
Good putt there. Macie to save her par. I believe yesterday there were 9 birdies or so on this hole. Missy grabbing her bogey, and then Lykke here will tap in. But today there were only 2, and it was Sarah Hokum and Ons Goggins, so that really plays into that forehand.
Threw a forehand.
I'm sure they did. And we have made it to our final hole 18, par 5, 650 feet. Your first shot just wants to be in the middle of the fairway over that hill we just crested. If you want to get aggressive, players can get down into that second dip, although a lot of people will play safe on the first shot, and with all the things cleared on the left side of the fairway, you can let your second shot be really aggressive. This does have birdie looks if you get up, but these 2 guardian trees have a low ceiling, and they can be really hard to make that happen. Lykke at going with that slower disc, playing that safe first shot. Just making sure that you're in the middle for the second shot is huge here.
Lisa Fajkus backhand off the tee of 18.
Going a little bit more aggressive and peeling off to the left slightly, but they cleared a lot of brush and like honeysuckle out of the left side of this fairway. So what used to be jail is now just slightly tricky.
Yes. Hole 18. Much easier. They certainly pulled a lot of the pointy teeth out of it. Missy Gannon up on the high left side where the spectators are hanging out.
Early release there for Missy.
Not bad, though.
No, well, that's what's crazy. It's not bad anymore. Oh, I would have said Lykke was in the best position out of the 4.
She could have pushed it all the way out to the field and played for a birdie.
Yeah, but a little bit of a yank there on the right side.
Oh.
And now she'll have to pitch out.
It's cleared out, but it's still not easy.
No, it's still a tricky shot.
Missy kind of sent that a little too far to the right side.
Macie not messing with it and just pitching her way out to the fairway. I love that. That's so smart.
It is, and it was good positioning right on the dirt path.
Ooh. Yes, Lisa. You're welcome.
Love that, Lisa. Love that.
So Lykke off here at the right side after that tree kick. Good thing she's been throwing the forehands all day. She's got it nice and warm. Good shot, gets her out into the open. She still has a nice look for par.
Macie, I don't know if she was trying to throw that one really hard and far and it just got a little sloppy or what?
Kind of what it looks like, and also there was more wind out on the back end of the fairway that you really can't feel when you're in the tunnel.
Don't see a lot of forehand errors out of Macie.
No. I'm curious what that disc is because she threw that earlier on some like turnovers, and so I wonder if it's a little less stable. Oh, I thought she was going to throw it in.
Me too. Card likes it. We like it.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, these trees really line up the basket nicely, just framed up for you. Oh.
Throws that low. Not happy with it. Macie keeping it low, going under the tree. Couldn't really see the finish, but I would think she's right up near the basket.
Lisa busts through and gives herself a putt.
I feel like we see a lot of knee approaches and putts on this hole.
I had one today. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, no, these trees really take away your space.
And now look at the size of the putt you've got to do.
Yeah, it does leave you. I mean, you're outside the circle if you get caught up by those early branches.
Oh.
Missy left her putt low.
Lisa spins it in for par here on the 18th.
Lykke with the par on 18. Macie with the par.
And Missy dropping in the bogey. And that's it. The back nine of day 2, Idlewild, is done.
And the only player on this card able to keep it under par is Lykke. She had a pretty clean round with just a couple mishaps here and there.
Let's check into the leaderboard. And look at this, Valerie Monduhano in first. And shout out to my redheaded friend, Cadence Berge, Am World Champion.
Playing so well this weekend.
Yeah, tied with Lorentzen in second and Missy Gannon in fourth. Wow, that was fun. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you'd like to like, follow, and subscribe Ace Run Pro on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please do that.
All of them. They bring us wonderful coverage. So if you want to support me, I have disc on dynamicdisc.com, another round, and a couple things through Disc Golf Bra, and it really helps me stay on the road.
If you're into pharma CBD products or you're thinking about trying them, go on over to pharmacbd.com. Use code HOLLY at checkout for 20% off all products. I appreciate your support.